All right, just kind of give you guys an idea. The whole front of our house kind of looked like, you know, just dirt and some bark, and then Cindy decided to transform it. All right, Cindy, get over there. What do you got?
Well, so under here it's a little protected from the weeds. I've got some
From the weeds?
From the rain, from the eaves.
From, oh, eaves.
From the eaves, not the weeds. These are some collectibles. I want to protect them from the rain, and so they kind of stay tucked back. They're protected from the frost as well. When it warms up, I will bring them out, but I'm going to keep this little area for just small, you know, really pretty fun stuff. These pots, just assorted echeverias, they're doing really good because they're tucked back away. We are in zone 9B, and so our problem is we get a lot of frost here and we can't easily grow outside these soft succulents. So I have to come out here and protect them, and I'm very diligent, but I've still lost quite a few. But I set some pots in here. Some of these look like they're dead, but they really aren't. They are dormant. When it gets cold, they drop their leaves, but they are going to come back. So those are millie-eyes, and I check them every day because they look dead, but I promise you they are going to come back. And so I set some boulders in here to take up space, and because they're pretty, some of these plants will outgrow their spot in time, but it'll be a few years. But you can just pull them out and move them. They don't care. Succulents and cactus, they don't care if you disrupt them. So that blue glow will get pretty big, but it can probably stay there for at least 5 years. This Cameronii, which is beautiful red right now, that is from Stress. I love it. It's my favorite aloe. It's a bush aloe, and it will just continue to get bigger and bigger, and you can just chop pieces off, sell them, give them to your friends, or pot them up somewhere else in your garden. I like the talavera. You see that cute little pig? Talavera is hard to find up in our area, but it just really gives color to your garden. So over in the back there, I've lost quite a few to the cold and the rain because of the rot. But next year, I know what's going to thrive here, and that's what I will replace those with. My aeoniums back there, that really pretty green one, those are doing great because winter is their season to grow. I've got a lot of mangavis in here because they are super hardy. This one here, that is a purple people eater. I'll be able to pull those pups off there, transplant them if I want, or just leave them. It'll grow slow and fill in that area. I lost these three. You see those are hollow. Lost those little ones to rot. But that one's okay, and these ones are doing good, the bigger ones. Everything's kind of looking good. It's hanging in there. I've got some issues with a little bit of mealybug. I will take care of that with some alcohol. I got some shelves over here with some also just little fun stuff that I like. I kind of want to show off. Some of them are struggling, but all in all, they're doing good. They don't get as much rain as the stuff further out. So I've got this agave here that you can see is really having a hard time with the cold, but now it's been staying around 50 degrees and I think it's going to be okay. Same thing with all this stuff over here. I've got another millie-eye. A couple of the pieces on the top I'll probably chop off. It looks like they rotted, but the plant itself is still okay. Those tall are what do you call those? We'll come back to that. Those will leaf back out.
Those are dangerous if you've been drinking.
Yeah. But those are a cool plant. They will grow really big and tall. My pots are doing good. Everything looks happy. The aloes you can see are blooming like crazy. This is a season for the aloes to bloom, and so all my assorted aloes are blooming. This one's got a new bloom coming up. My cactus, I think that one's dormant this time of year. Another one blooming. This is an aloe blue elf, and it will spread all over. It's already got some pups down in here. I like this plant. I'm redoing these pots because I lost some stuff that just couldn't take it. Too much cold.
That's Spud. He likes to dig. He likes to dig in our garden.
He's pretty hardy too. And then over on the porch,
then we have a schnapps.
There's a little schnapsy. So over here, all of these, most of those are echeverries back there. They cannot take the frost, so I have to keep them up on the porch, but I'll be able to move them farther out so they get a little more sun in the morning, and then they're gonna do really good over the summer. I'll protect them from the hot sun. And then I got some leaf propagations going on in there, and just lots of little plants that I like that are pretty.
What's his name? He's kind of creepy.
I don't know, he's creepy though. He's keeping an eye on things. So this big tub here, I'll be pulling a lot of these plants out. You can see these, I don't know what those purple plants are. I just call them cabbage plants, but once they bloom out, they're done. But you put them in there in the wintertime and you get some beautiful color, but then they're done. And that's gonna be for flowers that I can just water separately from my cactus. And this is my rum runner, and it is really struggling, but it's got a couple of pups that are still hanging on, but the center looks good, so I think it's gonna be okay. My sea dragon's looking good. Echeveria here, Sahara, really hardy. Center of that's looking really good. That's gonna be pretty in the summer. And you can see my topsy-turvy pots are topsy-turvying. This side looks really good, but I'll just add some more plants in there to fluff that back up and really make it look nice. And then you see I've got some stuff in pots I've been collecting to finish off another section of garden. Here's another, those are crassulas, stacking crassulas that are just really pretty. I just love those. That's an aloe. I'm gonna put that in the ground as soon as it warms up. So this is another mangave. It's a cross between a manfreda and an agave. And there's a ton of different hybrids. They're super hardy. Most of them can stay somewhat small, so you can put them in your gardens and they're great. Another pig. I've got my aloe distans in there, and it's got some pups sticking out of the side. More blue elf. I gotta find a place to put that. A few more little plants that I have in pots that are gonna go in the ground. Another pot. I lost a few things, but I'll fluff that back up and it'll look great. Another Echeveria Sahara. That one's doing good. Little friend of the garden. That is a Lucier.
Looking too good.
It's still alive, but it looks horrible. So if I find another one down south, I'll grab another one. I needed to protect it, but now I know for next year. This here is a Quixocan. That's another agave. It pups like crazy, but it stays compact. I love it. It's beautiful. Another Talavera ball. Those are hard to find. So here's another Cameronii. That one's got a little more green, but I like them when they turn red. Now back in those pots, we got some sago palm pups. I'll probably put those in the ground here this year. Some typical aloe vera. I need to trim that up.
So this right here is as far as she's made it, but you can see she's went all the way down, and it's actually turning out really, really nice.
A little bit at a time. I got some aloe vera, and you can see what color it turns when it's stressed. So I will chop some of that up, clean it up, and probably put 1 or 2 pieces in the ground, but it will go wild if you don't keep it under control. So here's my wagon. I'm all finished with it, and you can see how well it drains over there. We tipped it just right. The water just runs out of here. So all these plants are rated to be planted in zone 9B, which is what we are, and that is an agave filifera. Another Echeveria Sahara, one of my favorites. We got our golden barrel cactus.
What's this guy's name?
He doesn't have a name yet, but he needs a name. How about Spike? So the barrel cactus, Echinocactus grossonii. Those are super cool, very hardy. Another agave perii. I have one over there, and you see it's got a nice little pup coming in over here. And then this is an Echeveria agavoides. These are very hardy. I've planted a lot of them here, and they're doing super good here. So I've got another mangave. This one is a desert dragon. I hadn't seen this one before. Oh, and I got a little jumping spider in there. Spiders are friends of your garden. Do not kill them. Another Cameronii. I need to chop the flower because that one was in bloom, but the flower's done. I just gave it a rinse to clean it up, and I think I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I like that it's draining good. See that? So water will not sit in it. I used really good, gritty cactus and succulent soil, so the water will run right through it.
So you probably got, what, 500 pounds plus in this little trailer?
13 bags of soil, didn't I get? Or 12, and they're what, 50
12,
pounds
I think.
apiece?
There's 600.
And the rocks, pretty heavy.
So we'll keep you guys stay tuned on how long this little wagon lasts before it starts falling apart.
But when it does, the plants, even if they fall, they will survive it. Those plants are tough. You can pull them out, move them around, because they'll need to be rehomed eventually. They will outgrow this space, and I'll have to move them. But then I'll start with smaller plants, and I'll redo it. You know, so you can kind of do whatever you like.
It definitely is not going to be moved.
No, you can't. Well, you can see the tires don't roll. But I might paint it. I could paint it a really pretty, like an orange or a blue, and make it match the Talavera.
And this we have over here is Bennett. Mr. Bennett. Hi there. He is one of our rescues. Hi there, little man. What you doing, little buddy? Do you see he's got little tusks?
So cute.
He's a little boy.
You see your tusks? Let's see your tusks. Can we see them?
All right, well, let's finish this up then.
Well, that's about it.
All right. So we'll keep you guys informed on the progress she's making. Plan is to continue on. I don't know what you're doing with all them rose bushes, but
A few of those are coming out.
and she's gonna continue on.
A couple creepers that are climbing roses, which were never climbing roses before, need to be ripped out, and some that are just not really pretty. And I gotta redo this drip. I'm gonna cut it, put it, because I didn't need any drip for over there. I will hand water all that stuff, because most of that will not need to be watered very often. So,
All right, from Wilton, California, True Pair Ranch and Rescue.
thanks for watching.
Facebook, True Pair Ranch and Rescue. Like and subscribe.